We are live. What's up, my friend? Abby here, and welcome back to another Write With Me live stream. I'm so glad you're here. So glad you could join me today for this amazing writing session. First things first, tell me if you can see me and hear me okay, to make sure that my mic and my camera are working. So type in the chat, let me know. But welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to have an amazing writing session together. And I'm super excited because this is kind of a special day. I'm working on a new project. It's top secret. I'm not going to say anything about it. But it's been interesting. I kind of had inspiration for it like not very long ago, about a week ago, and just kind of seeing where it takes me. So not setting any expectations or timelines, just having some creative playtime. And I hope you are here and ready to have some creative playtime as well. Okay, awesome. You can see me. Wonderful. Perfect. So while everybody hops on the live stream, I'm just going to chat for a few minutes, and then we're going to get into our first writing sprint. If this is your first time here, welcome. Type in the chat and tell me where you're tuning in from and what you're working on today. I'd love to hear about it. But if this is your first time here, the way that these are structured is we do 3 writing sprints total, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. So we'll do 25 minutes of writing and then take a 5-minute break. And during that break, I will randomly answer some questions that pop up in the chat, as well as just chatting about our stories, our progress updates. And yeah, it's super fun. So I'm glad that you finally are able to make it if this is your first time here. And I'm really excited to get into this session today. Okay, let's see. So many writers from all over the world tuning in. Brazil, San Diego, Germany, Colorado, Sweden, India, Czech Republic, Netherlands. Awesome. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so we're going to get started in just a few minutes. And if you are part of the Discord community, you know that we also do writing sprints over there. So if you're in the Discord, you can hop over to the Discord right now and join the writing sprint. I'm going to set one up in Discord. So go ahead and do that if you desire. Otherwise, stay here on the chat because we're also going to be chatting here, sharing our word count and all of that fun stuff. So I'm going to set up a sprint to start in 2 minutes. I'm going to join that. I did a little bit of writing this morning, but not much. So I'm at 829 words. That's what I'm starting with. And if you're not part of the Discord and you want to be in the Discord because you love these writing sprints and you want to do this all the time, every day with the Writer's Life Wednesday community, you can join the Discord by joining my Patreon at any level. So the link to that is in the description box below this video. So check that out if you dig these live streams and you want to do writing sprints with the community all the time. Discord is the place to do it. So check that out. Awesome. Everyone ready to write? So cool. So many writers are tuning in right now. Awesome. It's so amazing to see you all. My heart is so full of gratitude and joy when I do these Write With Me live streams and I see so many writers from all over the world joining and we're all writing together. We're writing so many different things that is just so beautiful. I love it. Awesome. The energy is great. Okay. So I'm going to set up my timer, my first timer. And when that rings, we're going to take a short break and I'll answer some questions. And we'll see how much we can write in 25 minutes. So I'm going to set up a timer to ring, and you also be able to check out this clock. Okay, let's get started. I think the sprint in Discord is about to begin. So I'm going to set my timer and start the clock. Let's go. Boom, sprint number 1 is done. How'd it go? Type in the chat and let me know. Let's see, 1,042. 213 words for me in that sprint, which is pretty good. Looks like you guys had a productive sprint as well. Awesome. Fantastic work, guys. You're doing amazing. Some of you are writing, some are editing, some are revising, outlining. So cool. Progress is being made. You guys are amazing. You're doing a great job. Okay, we're going to break for 5 minutes. I'm going to answer a few questions, and then we'll get into our next sprint. So I saw a super chat come in while we were sprinting, but I wanted to make sure I captured it and thanked you for the super chat. You said, "Hey, Abby, my dream is to be a published author, but lately I've been struggling with a lack of confidence in my own writing ability. Do you have any tips for pushing those doubts aside? Thanks a ton." That's a really good question, and a question that I get a lot. And I feel like every single writer struggles with this, so you're definitely not alone. Every writer at some point doubts their ability. Every artist, really, doubts their ability and feels that self-doubt. As far as pushing the thoughts away, what really has helped me in the past is to just find and embrace the things that I really love about writing, and not compare myself to other writers. So if you can like fully embrace the fact that you are a unique writer, your writing is not going to look like anybody else's, and that's 100% okay. That's good, because it's your unique expression, your unique voice. That is so liberating, I think, because it's helped me to just have fun and enjoy the process and enjoy making things up just like you used to when you were a kid. I mean, like, I always try to like put myself in the perspective of, okay, what made me love it so much when I was a kid and I was just writing for fun and didn't have any expectations, didn't have any comparison in my mind. I just did it because I loved it. And even if nothing came of it, I would still do it because I loved it. So trying to capture that same energy. And that is why most 5-year-olds are genius level creativity and imaginations, because they're not thinking about what's been done before, comparing with other people. So I would say, number one, if you find any sort of comparison in your life, in your creative life, try to just silence the comparison, even if that means not reading for a little while, not reading other books for a while. And also just totally having fun with your creativity and just trying to find that childlike creativity again, because that has been a lifesaver for me. Just completely shutting everything out and just enjoying what's in front of me and letting it be playtime, letting it be fun. So hopefully that helps, and know that I believe in you. And I believe that if you keep going and you keep persisting, keep writing, every single time you show up, you become a better writer. So you're going in the right direction. Okay, next super chat. Thank you so much to Theodora X. "Hey, Abby, I'm working on the climax of my story, but I don't really like what I've written so far, and I feel a bit stuck. Any advice?" So this can be difficult when you're like in the midst of writing something and then you're like, "I feel stuck. I don't know where to go from here." Of course, I don't know the context of your story, so it's a little bit difficult to unstick you here, but I can share some of my own experiences that when I've been stuck on certain parts of my books, and climaxes as well, usually it's a matter of like reflecting on what makes me personally excited to write something, and is there some ingredient here that's missing, that if I added this ingredient, it would like automatically make it more fun for me to write. So I don't know what that is for you. It's different for everybody. For me, I love adding ticking clocks and some form of suspense. I love adding challenges and dares between characters where characters like need each other to do something by a certain time. Even better if they're like struggling to cooperate and get along and they're enemies. I love that dynamic. And so sometimes it'll be something as simple as that I'm like, okay, how can I work that into what I'm writing? I actually was just doing it recently, a couple days ago, and realizing how much I do this is like just go to those like guilty pleasure tropes that you love so much and see if there's a way to weave that into the part that you're stuck on. Now, if it's your climax and you feel like, you know, I've written everything up to this point and I need something to unstick me here, is there something that is just slowing things down way too much? Can we just like cut to the chase? That's another thing that I find will trip me up sometimes if I'm just taking too long to get through something. Like, can we just speed ramp this process and just get to the next big pivotal moment? A lot of times, even if you time break and skip to that, it doesn't feel like you missed anything because sometimes the pacing can be slowed down to the point where now you're just kind of introspecting on yourself. So hopefully that helps. Another super chat came in. I will answer this one real quick, and then we'll go into our next sprint. Ali Dragon Writer, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, Abby. I hope you're doing well. Anyway, there is a rule to prologues. Like, is there a rule to prologues? Like, can you have more than one in one book for different parts in a book? Well, how I like to look at prologues is that it's like the first page is the first page is the first page. You know, it's like, it doesn't matter if you call it a prologue, a chapter 1, you know, the beginning, or call it nothing. And it's the first thing that your reader is encountering with a prologue. So when they open the book, that's the first thing they see. It's good to hook your reader with something emotional and that deep internal conflict with your characters, right? I've talked about this in many different videos. But as far as like maybe you're revealing backstory in the beginning of your book, you have a flashback that you're opening your prologue with. Can you put flashbacks throughout the book? Yes, absolutely. So it really depends on what style you're taking with your prologue. But yes, if you have some sort of revealing of important information in your prologue and you want to sprinkle that in throughout your book, there are absolutely many different ways to do that. And if it's flashbacks and backstory, particularly, I just did a live training on this topic that I think you'd love if you're writing flashbacks. So definitely check that out. It was in my previous video. I gave the link to that. And my previous video talks a lot about flashbacks as well. So check that out if you haven't seen it yet. But thank you guys for these super chats. And I'm going to answer some more questions in the next break. But first, let's take one more sprint. So I'm going to set up my clock here and let's sprint in the Discord. So if you're in Discord, you can hop on there. I'm going to join with the same. Oops. Okay, everyone's psyched up, ready to write? Awesome. Let's get into our next sprint. I'm going to set my timer here. Good luck, everybody. Oh, and before we start, I just wanted to say, I saw a couple people in the chat asking about my keyboard, and I've had so many questions about my keyboard. The link to my keyboard is in the description box below if you want to check it out. I finally remembered to put the link there. I do love it. It's the best keyboard ever. Sprint number 2 is done. Great job, guys. Fantastic work. Tell me how it went in the chat. Looks like you guys had a great sprint. Fantastic. It was like just getting in the zone, so still trying to come out of the story. Let's see. Hafsa Ali, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. You said, Abby, I can never pay your debt. You've done something to me. You've saved my writing even before I started it. You're a gem. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. I'm so glad that my channel has inspired you and gotten you back into writing. That's amazing. Okay, wonderful work, guys. I'm just going to put my word count in Discord and then answer a few questions. Let's see. 310. 268. Cool. Looks like you guys are making awesome progress. Fantastic work. Alondra Garcia asks, hi, Abby. I have a chapter by chapter, scene by scene outline for my book, but somehow I get stuck actually writing when I start writing. Any advice on how to get unstuck? I would say maybe try doing something different that is defying your outline. I know that sounds like crazy for me because I always talk about like outline, and if it helps you, do it for sure. But sometimes what I've found is that like once you know the rules, you can break them a little bit. It's not even so much breaking the rules as much as it's like once you get into this habit of writing and you're deep in this practice of writing and you've written so much that it's just coming natural to you, you might not need to outline as much as you think you need to outline. So sometimes when I feel stuck, it's because I've like over outlined myself and I need to just make a short list of things that need to absolutely be accomplished in this scene and then just play with it and see what comes to mind and see what I can do that's new and interesting that I haven't planned on doing. And sometimes that can be a little bit scary at first, but it can be really fun. So I would recommend trying that. Try something different. And if you're like, no, I don't want to, I need to stick with my outline, then maybe find something different in the writing style, like the way that you're actually writing. Can you bring something unexpected to the mix? One of my favorite ways to do that is to play with expectation versus reality with your character's thought process. So just adding some internal dialogue and monologue and thoughts that your character can struggle with, of like, they think something will turn out a certain way, but then it doesn't. Or they think something will go wrong, but it goes right. Or they think it'll go right, but it goes wrong. Like, how can they be wrong about something that's about to happen? Whoever needs to hear this right now, this one thing has really saved so many things that I've written in the past. Like, and I continue to use this method for writing. Play with expectation versus reality. Really get deep into your character's personality and see how they view what's going to happen. Just a thought that's really helped me out. A couple of super chats just came in. Thank you so much. First to Dark Solid X. Abby, my main character is from another world and the antagonist is from this world. There's two warring kingdoms. How do I find a meaningful conflict between them that feels natural and not just good versus bad? That's a really good question. Make it personal. How can you raise the personal stakes? Can these two characters have had a relationship in the past? Whatever that relationship might look like. Maybe they knew each other in the past. Maybe they're related to each other. How can you make it more personal for the two of them? That's what I would first start with. Because the thing about making conflict more meaningful and natural and not just like good versus bad, you're good, to, achieve different things. Kate and I talked in the podcast on writing a hero-villain romance relationship. Same rules apply here, even if it's not like a romantic relationship, even if it's just an antagonist versus the protagonist. How can personal conflicts with each other outside of the conflict, or you could say within the bigger conflict, because even though they're both fighting for these external things, there's really something personal at stake as well. Or maybe you can raise the stakes by making the protagonist need something from the antagonist, or the antagonist needs something from the protagonist. And they can only achieve their goals if they work together or somehow come to some sort of agreement or alliance where they can help each other out. Just some things to think about. But the thing I always try to come back to with making conflict more meaningful is, how can I make it more personal? How can I tie this conflict to something emotional and significant that happened in this character's past? Another super chat came in from Hannah. Thank you so much. Hannah says, any tips on overcoming perfectionism? I know you probably hear this one a lot, but it's so easy for my perfectionism to get away in the way of immersing myself in my stories. Yes, I completely relate. I'm definitely a perfectionist as well. So it can be really difficult to push aside that inner critic, to silence the inner critic and just focus on your story and really immerse yourself in it. What's helped me is to just remind myself that I have the skill and the talent to make anything better. Okay, and it's kind of like that old saying of like, you can't edit a blank page. I don't know how old that is, but I've heard it around a lot. Like, you can't edit a blank page because, if you don't write anything, there's nothing to work with. I would try to encourage yourself in the vein of not even so much like having to write first draft really well, but just being really good at rewriting. You are really good at rewriting. Believe that. And the more I find that I believe that, the better of a writer I become, because it's kind of like this superpower of like, well, it doesn't even need to come out right the first time. Inner critic, just be quiet. What you're saying doesn't even matter. It doesn't count, because this is going to be made better. And it will be in the revision process, the editing process. So even if you're not like overly enamored and impressed by what you just wrote, you have the skill and the talent that it takes to rewrite and make it better. So trust that, believe in yourself, and also just encourage good self-talk. Anytime you feel yourself saying something negative to yourself, even if it's silently in your head, shut it down and say something positive immediately. This has single-handedly transformed every area of my life by just changing my inner dialogue, never saying anything negative about myself, either out loud or even in my head. And in fact, like consciously making the decision to say something positive instead. And I think if you make this a habit, you'll find that it's magic. It transforms your life in every area. So hopefully that helps. I've been talking a lot. So let's get into our third and final writing sprint. I am actually going to go grab some coffee. You guys, if you're in the Discord, you can feel free to start the sprint. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. Also, I think somebody's outside mowing the lawn, so if you hear some lawnmower noises, that's what that is. But nothing to be done. I don't know why Wednesdays always seems to be the day. It's okay. We'll power through it. So let's get started. Did anyone start the sprint in Discord? Not yet? Okay, you were waiting for me? Awesome. Thank you. Okay. One last sprint, guys. Into it. Start my timer. And if any of you haven't joined the Discord yet and you want to, the link is in the description box below for my Patreon. When you join my Patreon at any level, you get access to the Discord. So check that out if you enjoy doing these writing sprints and you want to do them more often, like every day, and hang out with the community. It's amazing, vibrant community in there. And yeah, hope to see you over there. Okay, let's get into our final sprint. Chapter number 3 is done. Fantastic work, guys. Tell me how it went in the chat. I think I literally just finished this chapter. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm going for shorter chapters in this project, so we'll see how that goes. All in all, today I've written 1,600 words. So it's been a productive session for me. Looks like you guys wrote a lot as well. Awesome. Fantastic work, everybody. Wonderful. I'm so happy it was productive and fun for you guys. Nicoletta says, I finished my draft. That's so exciting. Oh my gosh. Congratulations. That's amazing. Great work, guys. So cool. Well, I didn't know when I woke up today, I had no idea if I would even be making much progress on this project, but I did make a bit of progress. I'm really happy with that. And really excited to get back into it. But for now, I need to run and get some other things done. But thank you guys so much for joining me for this live stream. I'm so glad that you were able to make it. And also wanted to remind you guys that my new book, The Other World, is coming out in less than 2 weeks. It's so crazy. I cannot believe it. It's so soon, but yes, pre-order bonuses are still available. If you haven't pre-ordered your copy yet, you can do that by clicking the link below this video and pre-ordering your copy of The Other World and getting exclusive access to some special bonus content that I've shared with all the pre-orderers of The Other World. You can get access to that by clicking the link below this video. You'll see where it says unlock your bonus content. Click that and you'll just need to enter your order number and where you ordered from, and you can get access to that exclusive content. Also, a lot of you guys have asked me if there's going to be signed hardcovers, and there are. So that's coming soon. Stay tuned. This weekend, this Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be listing those books on my website and selling them on my website. So watch out for the video. The video is coming with the hardcovers, and we're going to do a special book signing like we did for the previous releases. So I'm really excited about that. We're going to do like a launch party live stream. It's going to be super fun, super hype, and I'm going to be signing your hardcover copies of The Other World. So stay tuned for that. They're not for sale yet, but they will be this Saturday. So keep an eye out, mark your calendars. It's coming, and there will be a video to announce it. So just make sure you're subscribed to this channel and hit the bell so that you get notified when I go live next and when I post that video as well. It's going to be super fun. I'm really excited for the launch party and excited for this book. Okay. Now I'm going to calm down because I could just run away with excitement for this release. It's so cool. Okay. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this Write With Me live stream today. I hope it was productive. I hope you had a good time and got some words written. And again, if you want to do stuff like this all the time and you love these live streams because you get to hang out with the community and chat and do writing sprints together, then you would love my Discord community. And you can get access to the Discord by joining my Patreon at any level. Link is below this video. And the Patreon supports everything I do here on YouTube and helps me to continue writing and producing these videos and these live streams. So every little bit helps me out. And thank you guys again so much for the super chats that you gave earlier. I so appreciate that. And I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. Thank you again for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, rock on.